And this is my review for Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron. Megatron is a tank with wings. He was reformatted by the Doctor and rebuilt using the parts of the dead Scrapper clone. He's dark green in color with some black bits, and the treads are black with some green metallic bits on the sides. One of the things you're going to hear a lot, and that'll get it right out of the way, is that if you're looking for a detail-accurate movie, film, screen, accurate toy, you're definitely going to want to pick this version of Megatron over the Leader, because the Leader, while it is nice and huge and impressive and pretty sleek in both modes, this version is much more screen accurate and much more detailed. They gave up a lot of details on the Leader to make it big and bulky, but which is the usual case, as seen in Revenge of the Fallen. I mean, not Revenge of the Fallen. Now, movie 1, Megatron, where they sacrificed a lot of details to get what was a semi-decent toy. I never bought it because all the reviews I saw made it crappy. I wish I had bought it though, because it looks to me like not a nice figure, but a decent figure. But anyway, we were talking about Revenge of the Fallen Megatron, and he is just a great figure, all in all. I got him for $14 at Walmart the other day. I'm not sure if that's a nationwide sale. I looked on their site, and they're still $20, but you can go out and just go out and look, because he's definitely worth $14. $20, nah, I would hesitate on, but $14 is definitely the right price. Plus, they didn't have Mixmaster, so I couldn't buy him, so I bought this guy instead, and I'm glad I have him. I'll get that right out of the way. I like this figure. He doesn't have rubber treads, which is the standard now for most tank Transformers. I mean, which is not the standard. I mean, well, you get what I mean. They don't come with the rubber treads. But he does have wheels, which allows him to roll. He doesn't have the rotating turret, but I don't even remember if in the movie he had a rotating turret. I'm sure he would, but I don't remember seeing it. But he does have the little posable cannon, which is kind of cool. It fires a missile. Fires out at semi-decent force. He does kind of have a third mode, as mentioned by Evangelist. You just want to flip those wing pieces up, and flip these up. So he kind of looks like a jet. Kind of, but just thought I'd point that out. He does, if you don't like this tank mode, you can pose it in a couple of different ways. So, you've got some options. Transform it, you want to flip these back, keep these all the way up, like so. You want to pop these pieces up, like that. Then I usually go ahead and flip these down, because unlike most people, I do not put the backpack back as wings. I usually leave it up behind his back. Then you want to bring his arms down, move these pieces out of the way. I mean, not his arms, his legs. Then you want to flip this panel up. Then you want to bend that piece back and push it in all the way. And flip that panel back down. And bend that piece and bend it back like that. Then you want to do the same over here. Like so. Then you want to push this back. Push that back. Again, push that back and push the knees back. Make sure he stands evenly. He can be a little hard to stand, just do the chicken leg design. Stand perfectly evenly, but you can work at it and get it. I was just lucky that time and got him to stand level with himself. Then you want to go ahead and bring this out. You can flip that claw, that piece out right there. I usually flip it up halfway. I think it looks a little bit better. Then you want to go up here, take this, that'll pop his head forward. And with his head, you want to lift it up and push it down so it kind of meets his meets where his neck would be if he had a neck. Then I usually go ahead and put these pieces back, split them a little, and then with the backpack, I usually like to go ahead and take this hook piece and then hook it on so that it clips onto these pieces and holds it back fairly sturdily. You can get it down just a little bit more. There you go. There you go. You want to get it so it looks like that. So he doesn't have nearly as much of an intrusive backpack as he does when it's flipped out all the way. And there you have Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron in his robot mode. He does have the missile launching gimmick on his other arm right here. You can, if you want, flip it up so that the missile launcher is on the top of his arm. If you want. I don't know if that would be of any use to you, but you can do that if you want to make it easier for the missile to fire. He's also got the interesting gimmick of where you bend this back and bend this forward like that. It extends that claw, which is pretty cool. And just due to the way it's designed, you can bend it back a little bit and it'll stay in place in either sword. Or if you want, you can flip this sword all the way back and bend his arm back and he can have a cannon. He also has a little extending claw, I guess, so he can grab humans like Sam and just crunch them to death. And that's pretty much it for gimmicks. Other than he does have the Mecha Live gimmick of where you rotate his waist and these gears inside him spin, which is kind of neat because the leader version has basically the same thing. You just push a button on his chest to make them go up and down. That's kind of interesting that they had what was basically the same gimmick, just different mechanism of how you activated it. I really like that. I think it makes, I'm not really sure what the word is, continuity or something in common. That's what I'm looking for. He's got some hinges right here, goes in and out a little just due to the transformation. Elbow joint, when you turn this, it activates a little gear inside, which is kind of cool. Something I would have liked to see was hand articulation, because the missile launcher is actually back here. It's not in the front. At least I don't think it is it? Nope, it's all in the back, so you could probably have rotated the hand, but they decided not to include that. But no big whoop. Ratcheted hips that go in and out, up and down. Knees bend, but you kind of have to keep it in one pose, just to make him stand. Again, obviously the arm bends right here. He does kind of have a gear moving gimmick, except you just rotate it right there, and that's just a solid piece. Turning on a solid piece. It's no spinning gear like on that. He also has a ball jointed head. And that's pretty much it for posability, and that's pretty much it for the figure. Like I said, leader version is better just due to size and bulk and coolness. But for Voyager, this guy's actually fairly detailed and accurate to the movie. Actually, he's more accurate than the leader counterpart, but I like the leader version. I plan to get it. I might get the Shadow Command or the original. I have to see a video review of the Shadow Command one to see just how dark the gray is. But anyway, there you have it. Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class Megatron.